Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Logic Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch or Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Blech, words. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, or pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Sentinels of Earth Prime, Bot of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, One Deck Galaxy, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, with the exceptions of One Deck Dungeon, which is available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy, which is in early access on Steam. You can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Alright, we are here to play our monthly Oblivion match. We were going to do it last week, but I was preempted with the Spirit Island version 2.1 release, or Jagged Earth version 2 release. I forget which. But we're doing it today. And the way that I usually play this, I hit random until I get 4 heroes, and we'll just roll with it. And I will play on standard because I don't like difficulty, I guess. I don't know. But we got Action Hero, Stuntman, Expatriate, Commodora. Is this variant? No, it's base. And Cosmic Events arrive in Farside City, Champion Studios, Court of Blood, Celestial Tribunal, and The Block. Let's go. Very fast start. Let's go. Your skills amount to nothing. Your life and your world will be erased. Allies are upon me. Riviere, motor, action. That's my French accent, which is bad. Okay, let's just see what we got. We got the Ceaseless Pain. Needs cards in the environment trash to work. Actually, hey, I put slow card speed on. I can actually read cards now. This is nice. The Ceaseless Ruin. Bring forth Nixius the Chosen. Oblivion is immune to damage. At the start of Oblivion's turn, if there are 3 cards in the environment trash, flip this card. Otherwise, play an environment card and add 1 devastation token to the inevitable destruction card. But yep. We have Void Soul. Or, sorry, not Void Soul. Nixius. I literally just said it. Nixius the Chosen. At the start of this villain turn, if this card is in the same battle zone as Oblivion, flip it and move it to the other battle zone. When this card is destroyed, remove 4 devastation tokens from the inevitable destruction card, then remove this card from the game. Whenever this card deals damage to a hero, this card regains HP equal to the amount of damage dealt. At the end of this villain turn, this card deals the 2 hero targets with the lowest HP 2 melee damage and 2 infernal damage each. We're not going to read the flip side just yet. On the other side, we have Progeny. At the start of this villain turn, if there are 4 more tokens on this card, flip this card. When this card is destroyed, put the top card of each hero deck into play, then remove this card from the game. The first time this card is dealt damage each turn, add 1 token to this card. At the end of this villain turn, add 1 token to this card. Then this card deals each hero target to play area with the most rewards X energy damage, where X equals the number of tokens on this card. Look how fast I can read. But yeah. Nixius in Battlezone 1 is generally nice because that means he's going to move to Battlezone 2, where there'll then not be a Scion on turn on Battlezone 1, and then like it's easy because there's only 1 Scion play. Farside City plays Creator Ape off of Ceaseless Ruin. At the end of the environment turn, 1 player may draw a card, basically. Embracing Smite, which is damage and lots of damage, plus some nemesis damage, but not a bad turn 1 play. And then we get Aeon Locus and Aeon Locus and Aeon Thrall in Battlezone 2. Okay, so yeah, Ceaseless Ruin adds devastation tokens until there are 3 cards in the environment trash. Plays extra environment cards to help with that. On the flip side, at the end of Oblivion's turn, each target deals itself 1 fire and 1 toxic damage. If no hero targets take damage this way, add 4 devastation tokens to the inevitable destruction card. If at least 4 hero targets take damage this way, remove this card from the game. We had issues with this, I believe, 2 months ago, because we couldn't remove this and we couldn't stay in the same battle zone as Oblivion. And on page 2, Oblivion also adds devastation tokens if no hero targets take damage. And so the combination of those two, adding 8 devastation tokens every round, meant that we kept blowing up environments and we lost. So it's probably important that we get this like We got to get rid of this ASAP. I don't think there's like any dilly-dallying that we want to do. That said, it's kind of hard to control it as always, unless we can manipulate decks, which we do have a hero that can manipulate decks. Although you don't have any of that right now. I don't actually... I'm sure you have things that hit the environment. I know you have... Well, I guess it's Team Commodora that actually has the... At the start of the environment turn, take a villain turn, or start of this turn, take a villain... I don't remember. What was that one again? It's moving cards. Yeah, we got looked at that one before. Yeah, no, you manipulate hero decks a little more, but not the environment, sadly. You can destroy environment cards, though. I mean, we do have the ability to shuffle a card from a trash into its deck, which is not good, but putting a card from that deck into play. But right now, the environment has no cards in its trash, so it would be fine to do that. As long as we don't destroy this card on Stuntman's turn. Hello, Iron Moose. Welcome. So, for instance, if I destroy the environment card with Stuntman and then you put it back into shuffle it into the deck, then we would have no progress towards that cause. Right, so Nixius is going to flip and move to the other battle zone. Flipped Nixius, the first time damage is dealt to this card each turn, add 1 devastation token to the inevitable destruction card. When this card is destroyed, flip an objective in each hero play area, then remove this card from the game. If damage dealt by this card destroys a target, flip this card. At the end of this villain turn, this card deals each hero target in the play area with most rewards 3 melee damage and 3 infernal damage. Yikes. We also have time and time again as our current objective. At the end of your turn, each player may discard any number of cards, then shuffle any number of hero trash piles into their decks. If at least 12 cards were shuffled into decks this way, flip this card, giving us the Chronoist for me and one other player playing a card or dealing one target 3 and 3 damage. Hello, Cheeto Knight. I've wanted to play Oblivion for so long, but you're kind of terrified. It's a lot. But, like, after you play it a few times, you kind of get a handle of the tempo of things. It's just there's a lot going on versus, like, information overload, but the large thing that you want to focus on early on are the objectives, which are these things, as their rewards are really strong and they augment each hero's deck. You obviously need to destroy the shield to get to page 2 unless you want to destroy an environment, but there's also a lot of scions, but you can basically view these as nuisances for the most part. They're not the priority target. Sometimes they are like super dangerous and you have to deal with them, but if you can ignore them, do it. That's my advice. Yeah, so Nixie's gonna move to Battle Zone 2. Then Battle Zone 2 will have 2 scions, which is going to put 2 devastation tokens in if we do not have a 2 heroes here. So we do need to move 2 heroes over there. If we want to do Harnessed Anomaly with I wonder whether do you select the deck for this, or do you have to select a card that's in a trash, in which case you can't actually put the top card of the deck? I don't know, actually. Well, let's assume that that will work. We want to leave Kavitan here. This is Cosmic Inventor Writhe, which has a harder time getting the thingy into play, the Shadow Cloak. Unless we already have a card that searches for it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If there's nothing in the trash, it won't offer it as a choice. Well, crap. In that case, crap. Fine then. Still fine to leave at least 1 hero here, as we will still have this check at the start of this villain turn here. to save a devastation token that way. Obviously, we don't have cards in trashes right now, and it's not worth discarding 12 cards to get this, so we're not going to worry about that this round. This is also Action Hero Stuntman that plays 2 cards. Unless we choose not to use that power for some reason. I mean, dealing up to 4 targets, 2 fire damage is good for dealing with the Scion, so I think I'm willing to do that. Because I don't think we really need to worry about the other things right now. So let's smooth Battle Zone 2 and worry about the Aeon Men. Take the objective. Next on the docket is to hope for the Dawn. At the end of your turn, you may move any number of your cards from your play area to your hand. If you move at least 2 cards with powers on them to your hand, flip this card and put it into your hand to give Devastating Aurora. Destroy all villain ongoing cards. Destroy all environment cards. The environment deals each villain target 3 energy. Okay, so Aeon Men aren't going to be an issue, and Expatriate is potentially a good candidate to get it since you have a lot of guns, but you have none in your hand right now, so that's annoying. So let's put on the Lance Flammies. If I hit Progeny, you get a Devastation token? Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about Progeny, as I said. Nuisances. Draw in Medias Res. Probably the worst. Well, I guess not really. Actually, you do want Stuntman to be in position 1 with Medias Res, right? Yeah, because if we can get a play on the environment phase or something, then we get to skip the next villain round, right? Which is really valuable in this mode. Really valuable. All right. So depending on what Arsenal access gets us, we may or may not be able to deal with the Aeon Men. I mean, Aeon Locust isn't terrible unless Oblivion destroys them directly. Which he could very easily do by just dealing damage in both battle zones or moving to the other battle zone. But I'm sure that Expatriate is more equipped to handle with the Aeon Men than Commodora or Writhe. I guess we do have Skiamaki, which is going to damage something, but we're going to move to the Battle Zone 2. Take this objective, hope to get a gun in play. We got ammo. Okay. We're gonna play RPG launcher, I guess. Maybe. Are we? There's no environments here, but I guess we could. I mean, this deals 2 targets, 2 fire damage. Seems lame. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Maybe actually. Oh, wait, what? Wait, that just fizzled? What? Oh, I need to actually destroy something. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're not going to play that. Read the card. I'm not going to play anything because I can't. I got Quick Draw, which will give me a card with a power on it. So that's good. Also, next up on the docket is the Nations in Ruins. At the end of your turn, if there are more hero targets in this battle zone than non-hero targets in the other battle zone, you may play the top card of both environment decks. If you do, flip this card to get El Mejor Legado. Increase damage dealt by hero targets in this play area by 1. At the end of your turn, this card may deal 1 villain target 2 melee damage. That's not happening, right? First battle zone has 3 non-hero targets. If I move, second battle zone has 3 hero targets. That's not going to work. First battle zone has 2 hero targets. Second battle zone has 4 non-hero targets. We're never getting that. At least not right now. So Harness Anomaly can only target Oblivion. That's kind of awkward. And this can only target us 2, and it's not going to do much. Yeah, this turn seems weird. I could just do Weigh Anchor and hope to get lucky. It depends on what you Weigh Anchor with. I mean, the thing is, I never get hero targets, right? And this is counting hero targets in this battle zone, non-hero targets in the other battle zone. So I can't ever change those numbers. So, oh, unless you're saying this. I see what you're saying. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm responding to the wrong thing. Or you're responding to something I said. If I go to Battle Zone 2, I can harness expat for a free play and then way. Yeah. I'm just gonna stay here and wait because I do want to move Wraith to Battle Zone 2. Way anchor. Reveals take time. And if it has the same, if an equipment card enters play this way, yeah. So we're not putting an equipment card into play this way, but I can destroy an environment card. And it draws me 2 cards. Hello, Nezu. How's it going so far? We are still on round 1. I do have cards in my trash. I can actually select myself for that if I want. To get way anchor back. Really excited to play as Chrono Ranger in the new Definitive Edition Desperation expansion. Chrono Ranger is Bay. Alright, so you're going there. We also have Great Fortune. Oh boy. At the end of your turn, you may select a card in your hand. Shuffle your deck and reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card and the selected card share a keyword, play them both, then flip this card. If not, discard them both to get us lucky break. Excuse me. At the end of your turn... Blech. I am like really struggling to speak for some reason. At the end of your turn, reveal the top card of your deck. Each player may play a card that shares a keyword with the revealed card, then put the revealed card into play. This is one of the awesome rewards. Definitely take. And we're playing Skiyamaki. If that target is still in play, you may play an ongoing or equipment card. So like, for instance, I can play one of these. I mean, Aeon Thrall doesn't really do that much. I don't know if I'm trying to kill him, but it's more like Aeon Locust I want to kill. So I definitely want to hit Aeon Locust with this, and this gives me an extra play. Unnerving target or Concealed Assailant, because if I play Concealed Assailant, I will have the Shadow Cloak in play. The Shadow Cloak... Reduce damage dealt to Wraith by 1, increase damage dealt by Wraith by 1, so this is actually going to be 2 damage. And I don't care about the other parts of that. And that would kill an Aeon Locust, so I think that's fine. Gets swallowed by Shadow. And now we have to look at our deck composition. Sure would be nice if this told me the numbers, like if it just gave me a count here of like, your deck contains 13 one-shots, 21 ongoing cards, 17 limited cards. Yeah, but that would be too easy, wouldn't it? All right, so equipments 2, 3, 5, 7. That's pretty low. Ongoing 1, 3, 5, 6. That's even less. One shot 2, 5, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, 19, 21. That's more than half the deck. That's pretty good. And then limited is just 2, 3. I mean, I guess limited goes with ongoing, so like that would hit not just that, but others. But the only limiteds are the ongoing, so it just basically hits them. All right, so it's one shot, and that would hit Aeon Locust if it works. So I select one shot, and you revealed equipment. Womp womp. No objectives so far. Environment plays Moonstone for increased damage, reduced damage by 1. First time each hero target deals damage each turn, they may also deal 1 target 1 psychic damage. Oh boy. Oh boy! Alright, Nixius moves. Love interest. Oh, this is Battlezone 2. All right, so who are we shipping here? First time either of those heroes will be dealt damage by a non-hero target each turn, reduce that damage by 2. If damage is still dealt this way, the other hero deals itself 3 psychic damage. I mean, I guess Writhe, because it's hard for Writhe to take damage. Because you have the Shadow Cloak and you can redirect damage and stuff, so we can cheese this a lot with Writhe. The other one... Yeah, we can't select Commodore. Commodore is in Battlezone 1. I feel like Stuntman... Other hero deals itself 3 psychic damage, but this is action hero Stuntman who has a +1 sometimes. So I feel like Stuntman's the bad choice here. But you do also potentially have damage reduction. Unless you have this, in which case it's super damaged. But if you're playing this, then it's even worse. Increased damage dealt to and by 1. Which makes this dealing self-damage really bad, so it's going to be Expatriate then. So Writhe, Expatriate. They fall head over heels in love. Aww. Okay, each player discards a card. Sign with the lowest deals hero with the lowest 3 infernal. Sign with lowest is Nixius. And this is the Shadow Cloak, so I could discard a card to prevent the damage. Or... I mean, the hero's not incapacitated, so we're still discarding a card anyway. Could just be Expatriate, since... I mean, we're both discarding cards anyway, but... I don't know. Oh, also love interest. So I'm taking the damage anyway. Okay, well then in that case... In that case... Oh yeah, also love interest. So it actually was 0 to the Writhe, and that's why we did that. I'm so glad that we played that exactly correctly. Okay. Each hero targeting the play area with the most rewards 3 and 3. Only one with damage reduction is Writhe. And it would be 2 and 2. That's fine. And hey, I could even prevent the first instance of damage, but I would have no plays. One thing you like about Oblivion music is top notch. I was actually tempted to do this today. So now that we've just complimented the music, let's actually do this for a bit since we listen to the same Oblivion music every time. It is pretty top-notch music, but let's mix it up. Also, I don't think I've really ever listened to Earth Prime music, so this is going to be a good experience. All right, who's considered to have the most rewards? Most rewards is being dealt 1. So, Writhe. Because 0. Alright, Ceaseless Ruin played Lunar Unrest. Playing extra cards. Lady Lunar dealing each hero target damage at the start of the environment turn, that's fine. Then we get the Abyss Stairs back for Devastation token in play, which plays a Scion. Alright, so Battlezone 1 is not Scion free anymore. Womp womp. It's not easy mode. And then these Aeon Men, which are actually just going to immediately get destroyed. Aeon Thrall, Aeon Vassal, and Aeon Warrior in Battle Zone 2. At least these aren't doing anything other than adding a Devastation token. Could have been worse. We are already at 6 Devastation tokens, though. But let's see. Battle Zone 1. If I can destroy these cards, I mean, I do like these cards, but I guess I should destroy them. Which we can do. We have Environment Destruction. We have Environment Destruction. Because the check is for 3 cards. If there are 3 cards in the Environment Trash, flip this card. Potentially we could also try to destroy the shield immediately, but... You've played Sentinels enough, you could probably recognize Environment just from the music alone. That is true for me up until the Oblivion expansion. I have not listened to the Earth Prime music, and the workshop content I've never listened to before. So for instance, the Cauldron decks I have not listened to the music for. I assume there's music for the environments in there. I assume someone made music for them. But I honestly have no idea. Yeah, I've kind of gotten spread thin in my streaming since I've been playing a lot of Handelabra games on stream. And I don't really play Handelabra games outside of stream. I used to, but I haven't. It's kind of bad, isn't it? Not that I don't like them, it's just I have other games that I'm playing. I don't know. I'm bad. I'm a bad streamer, okay? Oblask has very aggro speed metal, which is not your jam. I prefer jelly. Alright. Yeah, we can destroy both cards there. We have lots of ways of destroying them. We don't even need to do it with, like, Expatriate and Stuntman. We could do it with Commodore if we so want. Actually, Commodore's Destruction... Well, I guess you would draw cards, but you have too many cards, so yeah. Also, would like to leave Wraith in the same battle zone as all the other heroes if possible, to maximize on Lucky Break if it works. This would be a good turn to draw 2 cards, by the way, since you have, like, no cards. Can we get everyone in the same battle zone? Well, it has to be battle zone 1 if we're doing that. If we go in battle zone 1, second battle zone is 7 non-hero targets, so that's still not really good. First battle zone only has 2 though. If I put Commodore in battle zone 2, if I put Stuntman 1, Expatriate 1, Commodore 2, we'd have 2 versus 2. Oh, that's still a bad number. Because we're never going to destroy all of the Aeon Men in Battle Zone 2. Coot does not enough damage. Usual solution? Usual solution plus Coot, but then we're not doing Lance Flemmies. Do we have cards and trashes this time? Like, a few. Still not worth discarding for. You also have this over here. Demand of the Gods. If 4 cards are destroyed this turn, flip this card to get dealing each villain target 9 damage, and then remove this card from the game. Pretty lackluster reward, despite how it says 9 damage to each non-villain target. I mean, I have to play Usual Solution to destroy environment, but I'm doing that in Battlezone 1 if I'm doing that. And Battlezone 1 doesn't even have things I care about. I didn't even read Sanction, did I? When the Scion Trash is shuffled into the Scion deck, flip this card. Whenever an objective is moved to a hero play area or flipped in a hero play area, discard the top card of the Scion deck. When this card is destroyed, each player may move up to 2 cards from their trash to their hand, then remove this card from the game. At the end of this villain turn, discard the top card of the Scion deck. Then this card regains 3 HP and deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 energy damage. There, I can read. There's also 2 Scions in Battlezone 2. Ugh. So I'd have to split the heroes 2 and 2. 2 to destroy the environments in Battlezone 1, and 2 to not lose the devastation tokens in Battlezone 2. And then Wraith doesn't even have anything going on this turn. For some reason. I guess we could harness the Anomaly Wraith. So in which case, Commodore is moving to Battlezone 2. And yeah, we're never going to change the 2 non-hero targets in Battlezone 1, so we're just going to have to live with second Battlezone not having the right number. Alright, so move here. I still want to go for that as it's a pretty good reward. And this one's pretty second. We could just shuffle it. I think shuffling is fine. We could trade if we want. Actually, does trading do much right now? First battle zone, 2 hero targets. Second battle zone, 7 non-hero targets. Yeah, really bad. But could we get this on Commodora instead? Would that be more likely? Because we're going to move to Battlezone 2 and no, counts are still off. Okay, shuffle. And now we have the Expedition to Atlantis. Whenever a hero card is discarded, add 1 token to this card. At the end of your turn, each player may discard up to 2 cards. When there are 6 tokens on this card, flip this card to get Atlantean Conduit. At the end of your turn, you may draw a card and use a power. So we're playing Usual Solution. I might as well do Coot into Usual Solution. Actually, I don't really need the plus damage because it's just going to hit Sanction, who I don't really care about. I'm just playing this to destroy an environment, largely. I get +1 damage if I use it off this power, but I'm not getting any other extra +1s anywhere. So I think I'd rather just use Last Flammies. 2 damage. 2 and 1 is 5. I mean, if I put that into play and I get the +1 there, then this is going to be 4 and then 3, which is slightly more damage, but also exposes me. Also Nemesis damage, but also environment damage. Okay, so Stuntman did 10 damage to Sanction. That's not bad, right? Steal the Scene. Okay. We're not discarding, not shuffling. Move to Battlezone 1. This is still good for Expatriate to eventually maybe consider getting. And it'll also wipe out the Aeon Men more easily, which is good. This is a good reward. And potentially good on Expatriate, who lacks card draw and, well, powers. But I think we're going to keep that, and I think this is fine to stay where it is. We could trade with. Wait, can I get this? No, we can't. No way. No way, Jose. I guess we could trade for time and time again. We still don't have enough cards, so let's just skip. This is going to be an RPG launcher. And I don't have a gun, but I can play quick draw. And we start with the left face because it makes the art look good, even though the text is not in order per se. I did not get another gun. Tragedy. So now you go to Battle Zone 2 for the Scion count. Now this one we could maybe consider getting rid of, as discards on Commodore are really easy to come by. I mean, like, the plus damage here is nice, but this count is awkward. Second Battle Zone 2 hero targets, first Battle Zone 2 non-hero targets. It might change with Great Fortune, but that's going to be a hair too late. So yeah. We're harness anomalying Writhe anyway, so our discard numbers aren't going to be good anyway. We're going to skip again. Harness the anomaly on Writhe. Put the Grasping Shadowcloth into play, or into the deck, because that's a good one to get back. We get Cloak Projector. Damage reduction, nice. And then I'm going to play Way Anchor. Try this again. Gives ship shape, and it wasn't an equipment, so that's it. I get card draws whenever I discard. Which would kind of be nice if this was active, but you know. Alright. Now we could do this. I guess like getting cards out of this is kind of bad, but let's put one-shots back in. Put Skiyamaki in, I guess. It doesn't actually, like, putting it underneath the top card sounds nice as we will draw it faster, but it doesn't help with this as this will shuffle. But anyway. We're going to keep that for sure. We're not going to shuffle that, and we're going to stay here. And I don't want to destroy the Shadow Cloak. So that's just a skip and then draw 2, right? Unless I want to deal damage. The Aeon Locust does have something to heal, so it's not going to play an extra Aeon Man. There's a lot of Aeon Men here, holy crap. Holy crap, this might be a bad idea. Whatever. Draw 2, and then Commodore, I think, since Writhe has protection. You draw a one-shot, and now once again, one-shots are just going to be bigger. So what's a good one-shot? Somber Tinker, Skiyamaki, Unquiet Night. I'm going to select Somber Tinker. We're playing both, so we won. Yay. So, draw a card, move an equipment card from trash, play an equipment card. Damage, play a thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's no equipment cards in my trash anyway, so the order doesn't really matter. But it's good because we can start trying to clear out some of this rubble, I guess. Some of this riffraff. And we get to play Grasping Shadowcloth. Yeah, let's try to get rid of the Aeon Locust, as that playing an extra card would be bad. And I don't want to play that, honestly. Somber Tinker, draw, no equipments, play an equipment, I don't want to. Lucky Break, we can both play one-shots. X equals the number of cards destroyed this way plus 1. Wait, Anchor out a turn? The order of operations means that Skiyamaki lets you destroy the cloak to play cloth, and then Skiyamaki immediately gets it back. Oh, I see. I never actually considered that. Holy crap. I learned something new. I literally never realized that that worked. Oblivion, however, is not in this play area, but I could stop Scion deck plays. Destroy. And then it comes back. I literally never realized you could do that. Oh my god, this is like Writhe 101, isn't it? Like, I'm not gonna pass this entry-level class if I don't understand basic Writhe mechanics, right? Alright. So we could do another Skiyamaki to play Lies of the Shadows. I guess this seems awkward. There's Love Interest in play, but it is providing a -2, so that's okay. It's -2 to Writhe right now, because he's the only one in this battle zone. Does this cross battle zones to have the other hero deal themselves damage in the other battle zone? It's definitely away Anchor on Commodore, so I think we're doing that. It's Maria Elena's plot, but not an equipment. That's like the third way Anchor that just fizzled. Okay. Sure, it'd be nice if the order of operations were a little different for this one. As what was it again? There's a thing that dealt straight this way. It just hits more targets. It would hit more, like, Aeon Men, I guess. Whatever. I want more cards in my trash anyway. And I could... Well, I could just destroy the Anlocus. I'm not going to play Lies of the Shadows if I do that, but it gets rid of the Anlocus, which makes me feel a bit better. And I am I'm hitting X targets for 3 damage, so I can kill Aeon Thrall. And it's actually 4 damage, so actually I could kill the other Aeon Thrall, but I want to prevent the Scion from playing cards in Battle Zone 2 for sure. I'm gonna destroy this one. Just have to, you know, cleanse the Aeon Men pool down. Farside Manufactory. This card is indestructible. At the start of the environment turn, if this card has 0 or fewer HP, it deals each target other than itself 2 fire damage. At the end of the environment turn, one player may draw 3 cards. If they do, this card deals itself 2 fire damage. Huh. This card is indestructible. Permanently and forever. Always and forever. I mean, Expatriate wants cards. Expatriate needs a power. RPG launcher. Reload. Where are my powers? Damage, destruction, fantastic. You don't even have the -2 on this side. So yeah, I guess Devastating Aurora just does not want to come into play. Nor does Expatriate want to have a gun, for that matter. At the end of the environment turn, reveal the top card of each hero deck in turn order. If the reveal card is a one-shot, play it, prevent any damage on the card. So we get an equipment and we get an ongoing. Womp womp. All right, damage, beautiful, love to see it. Damage, love to see it. Damage, love to see it. Damage, love to see it. All right, you flip the shield. Oblivion deals each target in the game millions of damage. So I guess we want to prevent that. I mean, Lucky Break just died, by the way. Fireside Manufactory is now officially at 0 or fewer. Fantastic. Oblivion deals the hero with the highest millions of energy damage. So yeah, lots of great things happening. Awesome. Awesome. At least we prevent the first one here. So that's nice. Does the order of operations matter? I guess the Aeon Warrior's destruction makes Oblivion deal damage in Battlezone 1, right? And he's going to currently go after Stuntman. I'd rather him go after Expatriate and just take her out of her misery. Oh! Like, look at this. This is so sad. This is so sad. What do you have 3 reloads and no guns. All right. Let's Stuntman first. And then kill Aeon Warrior. Oh, and you go after Battlezone 1's person. Or Battlezone 2's. Okay, never mind. We're not even putting you out of your misery, I guess. Hey, then the order doesn't matter. I guess it makes sense that it would be damage in Battlezone 2. I just assumed that since Oblivion is originating damage in Battlezone 1, that he would look for the target with the highest HP in Battlezone 1. I was mistaken. Alright, this is a discard. I'm so glad we got Lucky Break that successfully played... I guess I played 2 cards. In both battle zones, destroy 2 environment cards. I mean, we obviously can't destroy this, but we could select it and then it fizzles. But, I mean... I guess Props Department isn't terrible. This one's not really super bad, except for sometimes self-damage. Alright, I'm gonna... Yeah. That's fine. Oh, but it destroyed Props Department anyway. It was like, whatever. You do have to forcibly destroy 2 environment cards. You can't just cheat the system. All right. Oh, 2 in each zone. Yeah, okay, I see. I don't know why it shows both at the same time, though. Makes me interpret it as destroy 2 cards total across both battle zones, but that's just me. Also, this is a sad Stuntman as well. Oy vey. What is even going on? Well, we can maybe get this. Yeah, we can definitely get this. So we're moving Stuntman to Battlezone 2 and then just letting that go off, I guess. And then we'll be able to get Nation in Ruins with Stuntman in Battlezone 2. So no reason to play Kuke Koot, right? I think it's just skip. All right. we've done 10 cards with that. 5 cards with that, so we can just skip the rest. I'm gonna play in medias res. I mean, if we had Lucky Break, which actually we reshuffled Lucky Break in here, so we could get him back. But if we had Lucky Break, then we could Lucky Break in medias res. If we revealed a one-shot on top of her deck, his deck, their deck. And then we could get another round of hero turns again. I'm not sure how helpful that would be, but, you know. Also, we want this to go off. We need a hero to be dealt damage this way, is what I mean. And, yeah. And we're also not getting that this round either. Oh man, the timing on it is so awkward because I need to put heroes in Battle Zone 1. Hero targets, we don't have anything other than Lucky Break to help us there. And Chronost, I guess. But if Oblivion destroys an environment, this end of turn check is unlikely to work. Ugh. Anyways, 3 and 3 better than someone else playing a card. You have no equipments in play. Your discard is at the start. I feel like with the new UI on partial order known, we should just have the bottom card be over here instead of over here, but that's fine. These don't really do anything if I play them other than forces a discard at the start of my turn, or I play that to draw 2. I think it's just let this deal 3 and 3. And the worst one is going to be the Devastation token one. I have to leave someone in Battle Zone 1, but no one's going to survive Battle Zone 1. We could, like, force this. But we can't get this. We could trade that, I guess. Although there's not really a reason to trade it. Getting Nation in Ruins on Expatriate for the one turn before she dies. This is also gonna go off. I mean, if I put, like, Expatriate in Battle Zone 2 and then she gets incapped, I could take the replacement hero and put them in Battle Zone 1. Are we guaranteed that Expatriate takes damage, though? Those hit the highest, and these hit the ones with the most rewards, which is Stuntman now. I guess if Stuntman dies, then his hero replacement can go to Battle Zone 1. Oh, actually, if they die in Battle Zone 2, then actually Battle Zone 1 already checked and got the Devastation token. So I guess you just stay here and go down with the ship. What can you do? You can deal 2 damage to 2... Oh, but you can't. Unless you destroy an ongoing card. Play Flak Jacket and maybe survive, which would be kind of bad. Just stay where you are and be a tragedy, okay? You still didn't even get guns? Is this real life? All right, pacifist expatriate. The annoying thing about gunless expatriate is that, like, your ammo cards do nothing. And you don't even have that many. You have one ammo card, but you have 3 reloads. But, like, ugh. That deals damage at least, but eh. Expatriate without a gun is such a flounderer. Alright, stay where you are. We're triggering this now. 4 hero targets, 3 non-hero targets. We're not shuffling or trading. Or, well, we can't trade. Why can't we trade? Oh, because you don't have an objective, right? Nope, stay there. I don't have an equipment or ongoing that matters for that. This would be a weird infinite if this worked, but it doesn't, because I could discard a card, I draw a card, then I could put this card on top and play it, and then it's back in play, so I could discard a card, which is the first time discard track that I discarded a card, so I draw a card. But once this is on top of my deck, it doesn't play the top card of my deck because it's no longer in play. That's what fizzles there. So there's no reason to do that then. Brig teleporter, stopping something from dealing damage seems cool. Dealing 5 targets, 1 damage isn't that exciting. Your trash is empty. Your trash is empty. I guess Lance Flammies? I mean, I don't have to use this power, but I mean... Yes! Lady Lunar is in play. Cole. Battlezone 1, Farside City went from being pretty cool to now pretty dangerous. And also Death Ray is here to hit the hero with the lowest. But hey, Miho Legato is here. You are not, oh, you will be at 5 or fewer, so cannot deal damage. Okay, you cannot deal damage. And that one. Stay there. Take. And then Death Ray was going to do something, but we stopped it. Success. I could just destroy it. I stopped them from dealing damage so I could just destroy it. Yeah, that made sense. That made sense. The amount of strategery that I'm demonstrating in today's game is, like, so high level. So we could stop Aeon Vassal from dealing damage. We could also stop it from dealing damage by destroying it, and I'm happy with that. And yet damage does go through, I guess, but I'm killing it, so whatever. I don't have cards to play. I will draw a card. I drew Grasping Shadowcloth. And I will prevent the first damage dealt to Commodora. Commodora is actually decently set up. She's just gonna die at any moment. We could get 6 tokens on here. Actually, Commodora can freely discard a card. Get rid of that shit. Okay, so every other discard is going to be meaningful, and I think we said that Stuntman is dead, right? I guess there's a tie now. Stuntman and Commodora, but Commodora dies. I guess if we expect heroes to die, we might as well just have people discard. Maybe that makes sense. So we'll just discard them. If the heroes are gonna die, they're gonna lose their cards anyway, so just get rid of that shit. Is it important for me to get this turn? I do draw a card off this power, so I guess it's fine. And then I can deal damage. But not worth the rest. Okay. Farside Manufactory hitting everything. Cosmic Radiation Surge. One hero character card may deal himself 2 fire and 2 energy damage. If they're dealt damage this way, destroy this card. Or at the start of the environment turn, each preserver artifact deals themselves 2 psychic damage or 2 energy damage or whatever. Well. I will be dying. I mean, is it gonna matter if you're at -10? Here, let's see if you're anywhere close to a power. It's an ammo. Oh, it's a power. And then an arsenal access, which would reveal 2 ammo cards. All right, well, at least we finally found a gun. At least we finally found a gun. All right. Bring in the sentinels and flip the shield. That would be the smart thing to do. I hit random though. Because I always hit random. But... oh, but it's end of turn. It's end of Oblivion's turn. It needs to survive the Scion turn and then Oblivion's turn. Do stay there, as we need you to prevent a token somehow. Damage. Damage. First time any hero target will be dealt damage by a villain target each turn may redirect that damage to this card. If this card is reduced to 0 if you rage HP, each player discards 2 cards. You idiots, you captured their stunt doubles! Ha, prevented. And then discards. It's okay, because these people were dying anyway. Maybe. Oh, everyone has a tie here for most rewards. It's actually possible that no one dies here, if I do this right. Actually, we can redirect 1 damage. So actually it's not even that bad. 3 and 3. Each target 3. Each target 3 and 3, by the way. Highest 2. Going to watch something. Iron Moose is like, oh, well, this game's over. Time to watch something more likely to result in good news. So the least damage goes to Writhe. One, because it's only one target, and two, because he has a -1. And we want to redirect the first of it. And I can prevent it. I think we want to keep Somber Tinker, though. And then this damage is actually 4 because he added a token. All right, yeah, that was pretty straightforward then. Oblivion deals each target 200 damage. Move move heroes. Wow. This card is terrible with the shield. Alright, so now here's where we're in a really dangerous cycle. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. So first off, we have 15 devastation tokens. So he's gonna blow up an environment dealing 20 damage. There's also 2 on the countdown, which means that if we don't flip the shield or get rid of the shield this round, then he's gonna destroy another environment. And the problem with being dealt 20 damage, outside of the fact that I'm being dealt 20 damage, is then the shield adds 4 devastation tokens because there will be no survivors. And if he counts down and goes to page 2, then he also adds 4 devastation tokens because there's no survivors. So this is where the game feels lost. Is there hope, though? I mean, he could play a card that says move to the battle zone with the most hero targets and deal damage. And then the heroes still die because he has +4 damage still. I mean, he is killing Sanction with that. Maybe. Actually, no, because 20 + 4 + 1 is 25, so yeah, he will kill Sanction. But yeah, ugh. Here's the play. Rage quit. No. It's been annoying because we haven't been able to get our footing. There aren't enough Scions to get below 12 devastation tokens by killing them. Even ignoring the fact that Nixius adds devastation tokens the first time you hit him each turn. Also ignoring the fact that we'd have to somehow deal 88 damage. Actually, replacement Scions come into play, so actually, technically there are enough Scions as they just keep pulling in new ones. But I don't think that's necessarily wise to try to pull off. We have Orchestrate the Void as the next objective, but no one's really capable of triggering that. Unless there's an incap, but that's the incap. I guess there is the equipment that says up to 3 heroes could draw a card, and that would put 2 tokens on, but low HP totals. I'm so glad we managed to keep heroes alive just so that we can struggle to keep them alive for longer. Maybe it would have been wiser to just take them out of their misery. What can I even do? So we're gonna have Chronos let someone else play a card, and that will add a token to orchestrate the void. I can do that. So stay here, take on the objective. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, because no one can survive the environment destruction, so we can't put anyone in Battle Zone 1. Like, we literally just have to hope that Oblivion changes Battle Zones and somehow heroes don't die. I guess a hero could die in Battle Zone 2, and then we could move them to Battle Zone 1. With the replacement if it has enough HP, like Haka. Except I'm hitting random, so you know. It's not gonna trigger Disintegrating Bastion, though. Although, he has the card that destroys something, right? If no targets are destroyed this way, move Oblivion to the other battle zones. So, and he has 2 copies of that. If he plays that, doesn't really matter if there's a hero in his own battle zone, because incaps aren't destruction, so he would move it to battle zone 2 without dealing damage. And we would have enough hero targets, barely, assuming everyone survives, for the damage to not... for the damage to actually go through. Alright, I'm gonna skip to play with this power. Just gonna spread damage around. Destroy an ongoing equipment or environment card. But I do have +1 damage. I would like to deal the damage. Stunt double... I mean, it could potentially save a hero. It could also just be a distraction. Could destroy, like, Concealed Assailant, I guess. Destroy the Shadow Cloak. I guess that's okay because we can get it back. And I don't think we need this for this cycle. Wraith playing Impromptu. Throwing Knives helps clean up a lot of the Aeon Men. Smoke Bombs could keep someone alive, maybe. Whenever an equipment card is discarded, add a token, blah blah blah, Chekhov's hairdryer, blah blah blah. Power, destruction. Next time a hero uses a power, they also deal 1 target, 1 projectile damage. Just take on the objective. Oblivion Shard is here. will that matter? Again, if people are dying, they might as well discard stuff. And Commodora always draws when she discards the first time. Getting that in play would have been nice early, but it's a bit too late, isn't it? And then there's no equipments there, so nothing else to discard. Enraged Terrorbird up. Don't think there's a reason to discard to put something on top. My trash has 3 equipment cards. A little too late for that to work out, I think. Just IMO. IMHO. Bottom card of my deck is Take Time. So I'll put the figurehead out for the +1. And I can put the impromptu invention back. This kills Anthrall. Alright, so we've cleared the Aeon Men. This adds a devastation token, which if I was doing any more damage it would be meaningful, but it's not. This also adds a token to yourself, which makes your other side deal more damage. I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna move this to the Scion Battle Zone. That seems like a good play. I guess that would actually matter if I wanted, like, Faultless on his flip side to deal more damage, but, you know. He doesn't normally deal damage anyway. I'm gonna put this on Wraith's Battle Zone. And then just work on preventing damage dealt to Commodora? We get a power. I don't know why I'm using the power. Oh, I guess because we want to kill you. That's fine. No. Whenever an equipment card is discarded, we add a token. So let's get the token. And this one is prevented. Okay. Lady Lunar dies. Lady Lunar is not in play. Actually, well, yeah, it plays an extra card. Right, okay. Oh, Farside Manufactory, -19. Destroy a non-target environment card. Damage discards don't happen. Discard that or destroy that one, I guess. I don't know. Antagonists. Hero character card, blah blah blah. No antagonists. And then damage. Thank God for the plus damage. Thank God for the plus damage. Oh boy. Yep, there's no saving us here. Oh boy. I don't know if even... Do you have another equipment to discard? How many tokens do you need? Ugh. Man. So obviously this kills Stuntman. Commodora and Rive. This kills Commodora, even though the first one's prevented. And then Writhe just dies to the 3 and 3 hit. We could prevent one by throwing it to the stunt double, and we can prevent the next one by discarding a card. So that's 2 minus 1, so it's 1, and then the 3 3 is 2 2. So you barely survive that, but then I think you die to Progeny anyway. And then Wraith just dies to Progeny anyway. I think there's just... It's just... Ugh. Also, Progeny's dealing damage, so it's a nemesis to Wraith. Ugh. Can I just rage quit? Oh, I guess Smoke Bombs is here, but... I think it's just too much damage. I guess... Okay, let's... If we wanted to actually be smart about this, set Writhe to be highest eventually. I don't even think we can even get there. Writhe highest with Smoke Bombs. Writhe has a -1. Smoke Bombs is a -1. That's still 2 damage. Or -2, which is... There's still, like... 4, 4, and 4 happening here. I'm tempted to just throw in the towel. One reason being that I'm kind of hot right now because, I don't know, it's hot outside and our AC's not really working and I kind of just want to turn the fan on, but when I'm streaming, if I turn the fan on, it blows into the mic and you hear it, so it's kind of sucks. But I don't think I can get out of this loop. We're going to lose 4 heroes, so that's going to put 4 devastation tokens on. Oblivion destroying an environment removes 12, so that's 8. I mean, I guess the only thing we can really do is play it out to Oblivion's turn and see if he plays exactly the right card. If he plays the one that destroys the target with the lowest HP and it's not destroying a target and he moves the other battle zone, then we can still get the shield to go away. And then there's still hope in this game. I'm just going to assume that everyone dies here. There might be a way to finagle it so that someone barely survives, but I'm not going to put in the effort. It's just like... I'm pretty sure... I mean, maybe with Smoke Bombs... Technically, we could keep someone alive. Maybe... Hold on, maybe I do have to think about this. Because there's a lot of smoke bombing that can happen. Even if it's not going to Writhe, it's still 1 damage a lot. So... Okay, so throw the first hit... Okay, throw the first hit to stunt double. I guess we gotta try that. Also, I thought... What's the flip side that's the nemesis? Or am I just completely... I thought there was... a Wraith Nemesis somewhere. I'm just losing it. I swear I'm losing it. I think it's Flip Progeny. I think it just doesn't show when you flip them for some reason. But yeah, I think it was Flip Progeny was Wraith Nemesis. Okay, so that's at least a little better. So we're discarding the equipment because it adds a token, assuming that Wraith survives. So then when you take your first hit, then Smoke Bombs goes off. And then Smoke Bombs goes off. And then prevent the first, then Smoke Bombs. And then Smoke Bombs. And then this is 3 and 3. Each hero target. So if I do Stuntman hits Chronomist. Commodora hits Legato. Writhe. Just hits Writhe. The slight problem though is that if I do hit Writhe, it's 3 minus 1 is 2, but then 2 is lowest. And then these guys aren't lowest anymore. But maybe that's okay. Okay. We're alive. I guess. It would be nice if we got another low HP Scion out. And we're dead. Like, this is 4 devastation tokens for these heroes dying. 4 devastation tokens because there's no hero to take damage anymore. So we're at 11 devastation tokens plus the environment destruction. Like, if I want to try to play this out, we would do Smoke Bombs. But Chronos is currently the lowest at 1. Redirects to... Wraith. Obviously, you can redirect to stunt double one of the hits, but once Wraith dies, we don't have smoke bombs anymore. So that's just really awkward. I mean, I guess Commodore doesn't die, actually. I hit Commodora, the first one's prevented, the second one redirects to stunt double. Okay. Man, I have to keep playing this. It's just, we don't, with the countdowns at 1, and I really hate that the countdown at 1 doesn't give you time for this. Like, if I wanted to rework Oblivion, I would change it so that this countdown mechanic makes a little more sense, because if the countdown's at 1, you can't stop the environment destruction on 4 of the 5 shields. The only one that you can is if you deal 12 damage to Oblivion on whatever shield is the objective shield. Everything else is the start of Oblivion's turn check or end of Oblivion's turn check. And because of how this works, the countdown counts down on here and then checks if it's at 0, so you don't even get to do the start of turn check here. So if I were to change this, I would put the countdown check over here. Like, and it would also change it a bit. Like, sure, at the start of Oblivion's turn, countdown moves 1. And then I put here, at the end of Oblivion's turn, if the countdown is at 0, destroyed environment. Like, because, like, it would at least, you could put all the environment removal things on the same card, so it makes sense. And then end of turn countdown check means that you have 1 cycle to do last Hail Mary on shield check. But as it is, it's just like this countdown at 1, and the fact that I can't get this means we are going to lose an environment here. And because it's this shield, I have to somehow find a hero to survive the 20 damage hit so that we can have them take this damage plus the page 2 damage so we don't get 8 devastation tokens. That just seems brutally hard, and we're gonna lose another environment if I fail. And we're losing, like, we're definitely losing 1, and if I fail, then I lose a 3rd environment, and yeah. I don't feel like playing this, I'll be entirely honest, if you haven't noticed from the past 10 minutes. I'm tired of being in this kind of situation where this shield is active and I'm losing an environment to the countdown and I can't, like, find a way to prevent the 4 devastation tokens happening. So I'm just gonna throw in the towel. I don't always throw in the towel in Dolphin's Dive, but I don't really feel like playing this out to another loss. I mean, if you at home feel like this isn't a loss, then send me a video of a similar situation that resulted in a victory, I guess. Give me something to learn from. I learned something new today. For instance, I learned something about riot mechanics that I didn't realize. So I'm obviously not the expert of this game. But if you at home can find a way to salvage a situation like this where, like, you have to somehow survive 20 irreducible damage, but also be able to take damage at the end of Oblivion's turn to prevent devastation tokens from being added, I would love to hear it. But I'm gonna just end it here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry that this is a pretty sucky ending to a Dolphin's Dive, but whatever, I'm owed one. I'm generally really good with these streams. Check out Handelabra Live Tuesdays at 3 p.m. to see some content before it is publicly available. Recently, John's been demoing Spirit Island because the Jagged Earth version 2.1 release or whatever, I don't actually remember the number, just came out, releasing the Russia Adversary and the Many Minds Move as One Spirit, which is another component to the Jagged Earth release. Next up, I believe, is another Spirit, as well as Spirit aspects for 4 of the spirits, I think. You can double check on the Handelabra blog to see the intended order of releases. In any case, you can check out Handelabra Live to see the stuff when it's being in development. Also, One Deck Galaxy is in active development, and I have showed that on this stream as well. There was an update recently to... I think there was an update recently on One Deck Galaxy. I could be entirely wrong. Oh yeah, no, there was the campaign mode update. That's right. Campaign mode was just released. So the next updates... So there are the 5 main villains. I don't know what the actual word is. Adversaries. In One Deck Galaxy, those are out. So now the rest of Handelabra's efforts is to fine-tune the UI, make sure everything is working in the game for its official release. It is still in early access, but, you know, it'll eventually be released, and it will be available on Steam and iOS and Android devices as well. Next week's Dolphin's Dive. Let's see, what's my schedule? I am working Monday, Thursday, Friday, so I'll probably have it be Wednesday at 7 p.m. That is Wednesday the 15th. Be sure to check me out there. Maybe we'll play One Deck Galaxy since I played Spirit Island last week and I want to mix things up. So check me out then. Until then, have a good one.